All right. So let's talk about these UAPs slash UFOs flying over New Jersey and where they're coming from, who they may be coming from, what they are, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to get into all of that. This is my first video in a while, so bear with me as I go through this. Yeah. But, anyways, so the government, this is the official word, right? They say that they don't know what they are or where they're from, yet they say that they're drones and that they're not from any foreign adversary. That's what the United States government is saying. So think about that for a second. How can they simultaneously say they don't know what they are, they don't know where they're from, yet they know they're drones and they know they're not from the enemy? That totally contradicts itself just by that alone. Then I'm hearing people say things like, "Oh, it's a psyop," and they don't want you to know what they're doing. Are like, is everyone a retard? Is everyone a dumbass? Like, are humans this stupid? How can they be hiding something in plain sight? Think about what people are saying. They it makes no sense. They're trying to hide what they're doing in plain sight. So they're doing something in front of you, but they're trying to hide it from you. Does that make any sense? Do people think? Do people use their brains? This is what the retarded low IQ humans are saying. And they're spreading this shit to everyone, right? Now, me being me, I'm going to say this. I don't know what they are or where they're from, but I have an idea and I have a belief of what they could be. And that's what I'm going to share here. And if you guys watch Farsight, if you're not familiar with them, they're basically remote viewers, but they're putting out information and they're saying that basically these are friendly UFOs, UFOs, UAPs, whatever. I'm not gonna play this game of what's the proper term to call these, but I'm not gonna listen to the government say they're not drones or they're drones, but we don't know what they are or where they're from. It makes no sense whatsoever. But what Farsight is saying is these are friendly UFOs that are being remote controlled, and they're presenting themselves at this time because they want to have disclosure for humans to know about aliens or the existence of aliens, right? And then I'm hearing people say things like, "Oh, well, if they were flying at 1,000,000 mph and zooming around and doing this and that and the other, then I would believe that they're real." This is the problem with aliens and humans, right? At least the aliens that want to present themselves, the aliens that are trying to reveal themselves and show themselves to people. It doesn't matter what they do or how they show themselves or if they try to show themselves. If you don't believe in them and you don't want to believe in them and you're going to say everything is a psyop and you're always going to be a disbeliever, right? You're like, basically, you're not going to believe whatever they do. So it doesn't matter whether they go 1,000,000 miles or 1 mile per hour. If you're not going to believe that there are aliens and you're closing off your mind to the possibility, there's nothing they can do to prove their existence to you. So why would they waste their time basically trying to go through all these hoops to try to prove to you that they exist when you don't, no matter what they do or how they present themselves, you're never going to believe that they're real. You're always going to say it's a psyop or it's fake or it's some bullshit, right? And this is the bitch about the whole situation. They've been here. They've presented themselves many times to many people. People have seen them. People have been abducted. People have had encounters. I have seen them. I have had encounters. But it doesn't matter how many times people want to present their evidence or tell you what the truth is. If you don't want to believe it or you've never had the experience and you want to believe in bullshit and lies instead, there's nothing that these entities can do to prove their existence to you. Because you're always going to be in the dark. You're always going to close off your mind. You're going to close off. And that's what humans do, right? They put their head in the dirt, their head in the sand, and they want to believe in the bullshit. But they don't want to believe the truth. So again, you have our government who is lying, basically saying they don't know what they are. They do know what they are. They just don't want to tell the truth. They just don't want to tell you what they are. You know why? Because the government is not in control of these things. They can't do anything about it. They can't stop them. They can't bring them down. They can't control the situation. The best they can do is lie to you and hope that you believe in the lies. That's all they can do. They're like, well, if we just tell you it's a drone and like this is the funniest thing. They don't even have a story. And then you have the citizenship, like basically the citizens of New Jersey coming out and saying they want something done about this, right? The local people that live there. They're like, hey, can you guys do something about this? Can you either shoot them down, do something, blah, blah, blah. And the best the government can do is say, well, we believe there's no harm. You know why the government's saying that they don't believe that the drones have any ill will or ill intent? Because they know what they are and they know who they're from. They know that they're the good ETs, quote unquote, and that they're not going to do anything bad. They're just presenting themselves. That's all they're doing. So the government knows this and they're like, well, you know what? If they're just going to show themselves and we can't stop them, then we might as well just let it happen and try to make up some bullshit story on the side and hope that people believe us. And that's the government that we have. Those are the evil ones that control the world. The evil demons and aliens that I talk about. The evil ones don't want you to know the truth. So they're going to lie to your face. Even though you can see what's happening with your own eyes. They're still going to lie to you and say, well, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what those are. We don't know where they're from. Blah, 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 blah. Even though it's clear as day or as night that these are not man-made objects. And again, like when I put in the thumbnail, I put, are these things flying over New Jersey alien or man-made? The reason why I made it like that is because the government is calling them drones and everyone else is calling them drones. We don't know that they're drones. We're just calling them that. Who the fuck decided that these were drones? How do you know that these are drones? Nobody knows what they are. So how are you going to call them drones? You don't know what the fuck they are. But people are just assuming that they're drones. How do you know what the fuck they are? Nobody knows what they are. Nobody knows where they came from. So how can you just label them a drone? So it's an object. It's a thing. It's a UFO or UAP is the new term that they want to use. Right? That's what it is. Unidentified flying object. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's what it is. It's unidentified. Because we don't know where they're from, who it belongs to, what it is. We just know that it's there, right? And again, I'm going to take Farsight's word because Farsight is very credible to me. They've proven a lot of things to me over the years of me watching them. And I believe what they're saying. What they're saying makes the most sense. And what they're saying is, these are good aliens that want to present themselves to humans so that humans know that they exist. Because apparently a lot of crazy shit's about to happen in this world. Like I made a video at the end of last year talking about how crazy this year was going to be. And even I wasn't fully sure how crazy things were going to get. But at least according to Farsight and just seeing what's transpiring in the world now, I'm hearing like North Korea has troops in Ukraine. And they're fighting in Ukraine with Russia. To me, we're already in World War III. Because that's how World War starts. If you look at how the first two World Wars happened, you had an altercation, certain countries, and then you had other countries just jumping in. Now you had Belarus and Russia attacking Ukraine. Now you have North Korea jumping in there. Who's next? And what's next? And apparently China was helping Russia already with providing aid. Next thing you know, and we're fucking helping Ukraine, right? So if you look at it, we're already in World War III. This is like the beginning of it, right? Like, and that's why people are like, oh, well, it's not really happening yet. Well, you got to think about how the shit starts. Use your fucking brain. It doesn't start off with, all right, Ready, set, start. Every country just attacks each other. That's not how like none of the world wars started like that. It wasn't like 1, 2, 3, go. Everybody just starts shooting. That's not how the fuck the shit happens. It happens slowly over time, gradually, and you got to look at the events that lead to the shit happening. And we're currently in the beginning stages of World War III. That's where we're at. So we're pretty much in World War III right now. Just because people aren't calling it that or people don't believe that, it doesn't matter what the fuck you believe or what you think is happening. That's what's happening. It's just a matter of time before it gets out of hand. I guess it's not official until the US and Russia or China jump into it or whatever. Is that what you guys are waiting for? It doesn't fucking matter what you're waiting for. This is how it starts. This is how it happens. And then it just escalates from here, right? We're just not quite there yet. Apparently there's going to be some major event happening in the United States. That's what Farsight said. They said there's going to be some crazy event happening, and then it's going to involve the United States into a bigger altercation with somebody else. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen because I haven't remote viewed it. But that's what they said, and I tend to believe what they say. They're usually pretty accurate with their information. And we'll see how it plays out. Now, another thing that the evil aliens that control the world do is when they know that a lot of people know their plans, they change their plans. I'll give you an example. Like the whole thing with Trump and Biden and Kamala Harris and all this and that and the other. Like the election, right? They can basically like see what everybody's thinking. And then they can be like, all right, people think this is going to be a major event where crazy things are going to happen. We're going to make it a normal election. And now everybody thinks something was supposed to happen. Nothing happened. But now they're like, all right, we're going to shift what we wanted to happen into the future. And the crazy events will happen later. But the election itself will be normal. So everyone's going to be like, oh, this is a normal election. Oh, Trump won like he was supposed to. Blah, 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 right? That's what they want you to believe. They want you to have this false sense of everything is normal. Everything's A-okay. Everything's happening as it's supposed to happen. So that they lull you to sleep and then they surprise you with the shit that they're going to do. That's how the evil ones work. They don't want people to know their plans. So, according to Courtney and Farsight, if things are exposed, and I've seen this myself, I've dealt with this myself. I know this happens. Once enough people know about something that the evil ones are going to do, they'll change it. And then they'll do something else. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it seems that something's going to happen. Let's just put it that way. And that's why these aliens are presenting themselves. Because apparently they're going to help us when things get really out of hand. The world is supposed to be in chaos, Armageddon, this big catastrophe, World War III, all this crazy shit. And then things are going to be so bad that these good aliens are going to have to come and intervene to save humanity. At least that's the story. At least that's what I'm hearing. It seems credible. It seems reasonable. It makes the most sense out of anything I've heard anyone say. And that's what I'm going to go with. So you're welcome to believe it. You're welcome to not believe it. You can go look at Farsight's website if you want. Check them out. They're on YouTube. And look up Farsight, remote viewing or whatever. And you'll find them. And I'm going to talk more about them in the future. I was actually planning, on my old channel, I used to talk about them a lot. I was planning to do some videos on Patreon talking about them. But that never manifested. But whatever. I'll do Patreon videos talking about other stuff. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say for now. Hope you guys liked the video. If you like, comment, subscribe, share where you can. Hit the notification bell. And if you have any information or anything you want to share about this and what's going on with these UFOs, put it in the comments below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.